So this isn't just a video of me talking about all the weight I've lost and bragging. I want to share 3 tips that I've picked up on that have really made this weight loss journey a lot easier than what I've tried in the past, and hopefully it can help you out. The first tip is no shortcuts. And the reason I say this is because I've learned all my lessons the hard way. I've learned all my lessons the hard way, not just in weight loss, in life in general. I'm usually the kind of guy who tries to take shortcuts or sometimes take the easy way out. I think a lot of us can be that way, because if you get away with it, then, you know, it's whatever. But very rarely do you get away with taking shortcuts, and weight loss is no exception. A lot of times the easy way ends up requiring way more work than if you just did things the right way. And so save yourself some time and do the right way the first time than to have to come back and fix it. And how that relates to weight loss specifically is a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of weight loss experts will say, don't starve yourself, don't cut your calories down too short. But I was so obsessed with losing weight fast that I was eating 1,000 calories a day, which isn't good. It's just not good. It's not sustainable. And I was working out twice a day, every day at the gym. And then every single time, like clockwork, it would end in a crash and a binge. And so I would start stuffing my face. And it makes sense because your body is thinking, oh my God, we haven't eaten in a long time. It turns on the savage mode because we are all just animals, and you start to binge. Everyone who has a binge eating disorder will tell you this. Do not starve yourself. Starvation will end to overindulgence every single time. Okay, and I say every single time. When I heard that, I would think, well, that won't happen to me because I have the willpower of a god. And so if when I say that, you're thinking that, trust me, you are not the exception. If you starve yourself, you will crash and you will burn. It just is the way it is. Do not starve yourself. Do not overwork out. Trust me, take it from me. I'm just a guy who's losing weight the slow, right way. And all I can tell you is if you do things the right way, it's way more easy and way less stressful than if you try to bullshit it. Take it or leave it. That's just the truth. Tip number 2. And this is super cheesy. I know how it's gonna sound, but tip number 2 is keep it fun. Okay, roll your eyes. I'm aware of how cheesy that sounds, but it kind of makes sense. If you make your weight loss experience miserable, then you're not going to want to keep doing it. You're going to be looking for every opportunity to quit. And if you make it as enjoyable as possible, then it's tolerable. What I mean by keep it fun is just don't even necessarily go out and work out, especially if you're not comfortable with it. Just start being more active. So me personally, I bought an elliptical that I put in my living room, and I just work out while I watch YouTube because I love YouTube. And again, every time that you're being active, you're burning calories. It doesn't have to suck. It doesn't have to be shitty. You can just have fun. And so when I say keep it fun, that could be walking around the mall. That could be going to the park with your friends, walking your dog. I don't have a dog. I wish I did. But if I had one, I'd be walking it every day. Just even hanging out with your friends. If you're not at home, on the couch, or laying down, then you're burning calories and make it fun. I don't know what else to say. Is this obvious? I feel like it is obvious, but when you're thinking about weight loss, you kind of, I've always imagined this like you have to go to the gym. You have to hurt for progress to happen. You don't have to hurt. I mean, maybe once you get down low enough to where it's going to be harder to burn calories, then maybe you have to push yourself real hard. But if you're as big as I am, or was, literally just standing burns a ton of calories because you're so heavy, your body has to work hard to hold itself up. As long as you're not laying down or sitting down, you're burning calories. And burning calories is good. It's so hot in this house. It is so hot in this house. And tip number 3, set goals and rewards. We all love rewards, and the only way to achieve anything is to set small goals that lead you up to your ultimate goal. So my ultimate goal is to get down to 200 pounds. Up there I have 250. I started at 430, and I want to get to 250. But if I can get down to 200, maybe even 180, that might be pushing it a little bit, but anything's possible. Set little goals. And so that's why I'm so excited to get to 350, because that was my first small goal. I know it seems like I'm making a big deal out of it. You've never seen someone so excited to weigh 350 pounds. But the reason I'm excited is because that was a goal that I couldn't break past for so long. I struggled so hard because I would get to 350 and then I'd be so exhausted from that unsustainable bullshit to get there that I would crash and burn and gain it back, and I'd have to work hard all over again. Except this time, there was no bullshitness. There was no bullshittiness. It doesn't take as much effort. I'm having fun doing it, and so I know that I won't have any trouble maintaining it and keep on losing weight. So personally, my rewards are tattoos. And my mom doesn't like tattoos. My dad doesn't like tattoos, but it's something I've always wanted, and we've even come to an agreement that as long as I earn those tattoos, I can get them. Not that they would stop me from getting them, but it's an achievement. I earned those tattoos on my skin. And so since I hit 350, my first tattoo is gonna be that weight loss progress tattoo. And spoiler alert, I already got it, but I haven't made the video on it yet. But I'm really excited, and it's already helped me. I can't wait to share that with you. But your reward can be anything except for anything that breaks your diet. You can treat yourself to a new camera, a new laptop. Just find a reward system. And again, this might seem so obvious, but when you piece it all together and you make it work and the weight loss is going well and you're hitting your goals and you're rewarding yourself, and when you hit your goal, you're not exhausted from doing this bullshit, it all works beautifully. And yeah, sometimes I feel stupid and I'm like, why didn't I do this from the get-go? And that goes back to the first tip. It's because I was so busy trying to take shortcuts and hurting myself in the long run. And which I guess kind of brings me to a fourth tip, which is weight loss is kind of a trial and error thing. I never want to tell you exactly how to lose weight or exactly what I did to lose weight, because certain things work for certain people. And so since I was trying to lose weight for so long, I've tried many different diets. I tried counting calories. I've tried different types of workouts. And so I know what works for me and what doesn't work for me. Even like if you're considering getting gastric bypass or a surgery to lose weight, they say to try every avenue, every type of diet before considering that. And so when my parents suggested it, I wanted to make sure that I had tried everything in my power to lose weight, on my own. And so I tried keto, and keto just worked for me. Weight just started falling off of me. It was the easiest weight that I had lost throughout my whole weight loss journey was when I started cutting out carbs. Not completely. Carbs aren't evil. It's refined carbs that have been turned into just the worst parts for your body. They slow down your weight loss. Your body prioritizes them, so it burns up the carbs instead of the stored fat you have. So it's kind of like trying to sprint in mud. The carbs are the mud, and if you have too much carbs, they're gonna drag you down. And there's a lot of YouTube channels on here that can give you a way more expert opinion. That's why I never want to tell you exactly what to do, because I don't want to mislead you. But from what I've learned and from what I've experienced, just keeping your carbs in check will make a tremendous difference in your diet. And see, now we're getting into this whole mess. My point is, with those, 5 tips, you're gonna start noticing that your weight loss journey is becoming easier. It's becoming enjoyable, and you won't be struggling as much. The only real struggle is when you do go out with your friends and they're like, hey, let's grab some drinks, let's grab some bottomless fries at Red Robin's. Bad idea. I did that once. I cheated and it set me back a whole week. That's the only real hard time I have with this weight loss journey, because if you make it sustainable, if you make it fun, if you enjoy it and you start seeing the progress and you start becoming happier, it's just you never want to go back. And that's kind of how I feel right now. So hopefully these tips helped you. I'm literally a sweaty mess right now, because It's summertime. The whole reason I wanted to do these videos is so you could see my progress and I can kind of talk about what's worked. And like the reason I wanted to start documenting this so early on in my weight loss journey is there's a lot of YouTubers out there who have lost weight, and so they're giving you all these tips, but I find it hard to relate to them because a lot of them look gorgeous and super fit, and so it's hard to relate a lot of times because it's like, yeah, you enjoy working out. I'm someone who hates working out. I'm someone who typically hates dieting, but the reason I'm putting myself out there is because if you're like me, I'm just some random dude who's actually doing it. I'm actually getting results every week and I'm not hating it, especially when you see those results. It's so exciting. It's so exciting, and I'm actually having a lot of fun doing it. And so if there's anyone out there looking for this type of inspiration, I just have to say, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. And if I had never decided that enough was enough, I would still look like this. I guess the best piece of advice I could give you is just start today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. You won't regret it. Is this annoying, the eye thing? I think it's annoying. So we're gonna have to fix that sometime. I don't know how. Sunglasses? I don't know.